right now.
And right now, the local man who stalked and stabbed his ex-girlfriend and her mother outside of a busy Ponte Vedra Beach restaurant is in court. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dawn Lopez.
And I'm Phil Amato. Spencer Pearson is expected to soon learn his sentence after pleading guilty to attempted murder earlier this year. Action News Jack's Megan Moriarty is live outside the St. Johns County Courthouse for us, and she's been following the story since June of last year. Megan, Spencer's father just testified in the last 30 minutes.
And he talked about both Spencer's mental and physical health, saying that he played football from second grade all the way up to high school, and he estimated that he was hit 10,000 times in his head during the course of that time. But he also talked extensively about his mental health, and he says that he experienced depression and anxiety, and that was heightened after his breakup with Madison. Right now, I want to show you some video of Spencer Pearson, now 20 years old, walking into the courtroom this morning. So far during the proceedings, he has sat there very stoic throughout the morning. Madison Shemitz on the other side of the courtroom was with a large group of friends and family, some of them wearing Madison Strong shirts. The state attorney's office argues Spencer stalked and harassed Madison before ultimately following her to Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach and stabbing both her and her mother. Madison now walks with a cane. Daniel Pearson, Spencer's father, detailed a suicide attempt by Spencer shortly after their breakup and before the stabbing. Now, we do want to warn you that the details are graphic.
I threw him on the floor. He was blue.
Could you tell whether he was breathing?
I couldn't tell.
He was blue in the face?
He was blue in the face. And then there was tears coming out of his eyes, and me and Tanya were just hugging on him and crying.
And Tanya is Spencer's mother. Now, he also, his father, did address the audience there, but specifically the Shemitz family, apologizing to both Madison and her mother, saying he wishes that they never had to go through this and that they are great people. It was incredibly emotional. Now, right now on the stand is a doctor who is a neurologist speaking about Spencer's head injuries. We'll have more updates on this court hearing starting on Action News Jax at 4 and again at 5 o'clock. For local coverage, you can count on live in St. Johns County. Megan Moriarty, Action News Jax.
Thanks, Megan. And new this noon, several drugs and guns are off the streets in Glenn County. The County Police Department and Georgia Department of Community Supervision worked together to arrest 7 people yesterday. The police confiscated what you see here: 3 guns, more than 300 grams of marijuana, and more than 5 grams of cocaine, and a little more than 1 gram of meth.
We're getting a look at the moments police confronted a man who allegedly pulled a gun on a woman and her kids. This video shows when the officer exited his car in Murray Hill, asking the suspect, Kerry Banks, to show his hands. The officer warned Banks several times. After more warnings, Banks pulled out his gun and began to run. That's when the officer fired shots.
Hey, pow, pow, pow! Gun, gun, gun! Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired!
Banks dropped his gun and continued to run. He got briefly away, but he was hit. Other officers eventually found him later hiding in a drainage pipe. Investigators say a mom found inappropriate texts, meanwhile, in her 13-year-old daughter's phone from Banks last week. She set up a meet-up with him at a restaurant, and that's when he allegedly pulled out that gun. Banks faces several charges, including aggravated assault and lewd conduct with a minor.
A former Jacksonville sheriff's officer will spend 24 years in prison for sex crimes on a teenager. Jose Garriga met and created a relationship with a 17-year-old girl that he met at a church in Clay County. The judge recommended Garriga serve his time in a facility for sexual predators instead of federal prison. That way, he would not be around any of the same people he arrested as an officer. 2 women accused in the murder of a Putnam County father both pleaded not guilty. Kaylin Dealer is accused of murdering Chad Mullen, and Tina Lee Ellis is charged as an accessory after the fact. Now, both women are also accused of tampering with evidence and failure to report a death. Dealer is due in court again January 9th. Tomorrow, surfers will honor the life of a local legend who died while doing what his family says he loved most. A paddle out ceremony will be held for 73-year-old surfer Joe Rowland at Ponte Vedra Beach. Action News Jax told you this month when his body washed ashore, still tied to his surfboard.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers are mourning the death of 2 Palm Beach deputies who were killed in a traffic accident yesterday. A third deputy is still fighting for his life right now. Corporal Luis Paez was a 36-year veteran with the Department of, and Deputy Ralph Waller served 18 years in law enforcement. Deputy Ignacio Diaz was hurt. He's been a deputy for 20 years. A crash happened near Loxahatchee. One officer was working traffic enforcement when his motorcycle died. That's when 2 other officers came to help. While the 3 were on the side of the road, an SUV lost control, barreling into them. There's no word on if charges will be filed against the driver.
New this noon, sentencing for President-elect Donald Trump's New York criminal case will not go on next week. A judge delayed the court date indefinitely. Now, Mr. Trump's attorneys want his 34-count felony conviction for paying hush money to an adult film star to be dismissed entirely after his election. The judge ordered Trump to file his formal motion by December 2nd. The prosecution will have 7 days to respond. Now, after that, after the abrupt withdrawal of Matt Gaetz from consideration, President-elect Trump plans to nominate a different Florida politician for Attorney General. Pam Bondi made history as the state's first female Attorney General, serving from 2011 to 2019. Now, she is a longtime Trump ally, having served on his legal team during his first impeachment trial.
A Jacksonville woman is getting some relief when it comes to getting in and out of her house now. Local nonprofit construction contractor Builders Care built a handicap accessible ramp for her this morning. Action News Jax Alexis Clevenger explains how this transforms her day-to-day life.
Leaving the house is a difficult task for 77-year-old Kay Miner.
I would always have to hold her arm like I'm doing right now, walking down the stairs and getting into the car. So
her caregiver, Teresa, says Kay has stage 4 Alzheimer's, and the stairs to her front door created a falling hazard. But now Teresa and her family won't have to worry. Nail by nail, volunteers work to build a ramp for Kay.
It's beautiful.
it is. It is. They're doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, to build a ramp like this, it costs anywhere between $10,000 to $12,000. But with the help of Builders Care, this homeowner doesn't have to pay a dime. The nonprofit construction contractor, which is a part of the Northeast Florida Builders Association, works to make homes handicapped accessible and provides assistance in emergency home repairs. The ramp for Kay marked the 80th one the organization has built this year.
To build 80 ramps in 1 year is just an unbelievable feeling. We have built ramps where the folks have not left the home in 2, sometimes 3 years.
As for Teresa, she is forever grateful Kay will be able to safely get in and out of the house.
Having the ramp is a godsend, and just so where she's going to be at peace, I'm not going to have to worry about her falling. My whole family are just in awe at the fact that, you know, this is being done.
For local coverage, you can count on Alexis Clevenger, Action News Jax.
Well, Thanksgiving travel is expected to break records this year, according to the TSA, and airport officials have some important reminders ahead of the rush. Action News Jax Logan McDonald is live from the Jacksonville International Airport for us. And Logan, parking is a big issue, and it could be more of a headache than usual, too.
Yeah, especially with a shortage of surface parking lot spaces here at Jacksonville International Airport, as they're building and continuing to build that incoming third new parking garage at JIA. And due to those expected parking shortages, JIA officials are asking folks to get here plenty early, but also consider doing Uber or Lyft going to and from the airport to make some of those shortages a little bit easier on travelers. While airport officials are asking everyone to show up at least 2 hours early for their flights, they're also asking you travel safely, as airport officials gave a demonstration this morning of some of the items they've had voluntarily abandoned at security, like firearms, knives, and even items resembling hand grenades. Civil penalties for carrying these items through security can be steep. But airport officials say thankfully they've been seen less and less at the checkpoint in recent months.
I think because of the additional signage and what TSA is doing here at the airport, we've had a reduction so far in the number of guns at the checkpoint.
News Jax, what travelers are doing to get ahead of the holiday rush and the busiest travel days ahead this holiday week. For local coverage you can count on, reporting live from JIA, I'm Logan McDonald with Action News Jax.
Thanks, Logan. Well, new this noon, it's that time of year. The Salvation Army of Northeast Florida just kicked off the Red Kettle campaign.
Yes, they did. Action News Jax anchor Tanika Hughes is live in San Marco for us this noon. And Tanika, you got a chance to ring the first bell of the season.
Yay, Tanika.
Yeah, it's been a fun, festive, and chilly morning here in San Marco as we officially kicked off the season of giving with the Salvation Army.
3, 2, 1.
And that was some video from moments ago when I got the chance to give the countdown and ring the first bell, kicking off this year's Red Kettle campaign. Today's event featured performances from students from Douglas Anderson School of the Arts and special appearances by Santa, who popped down from the North Pole, and Scampi from the Jumbo Shrimp. But we really came here today to focus on the mission of the Salvation Army. The bell ringers and the iconic red kettles have become symbols of the holiday season, and your donations can really help impact the lives of people in need right here in Northeast Florida. The funds donated during the Red Kettle campaign are used for everything from food, clothing, and shelter to other essential services all year long. And the Salvation Army is looking to raise $250,000, and we can get them there. Okay, so if you're someone who does not carry cash, that's not a problem. The kettles will be marked with QR codes that you can use your smartphone to scan and make a donation. So you want to look out for these kettles, and of course, listen up for that familiar sound. Something else I want to mention before we go, they were passing out these cards today. They are looking for people who are interested in volunteering to ring the bell. So if you are interested, go to registertoring.com. For now, reporting live in San Marco with local coverage you can count on, Tanika Hughes, Action News Jax.
So that's why it's colder here, because Santa's here now. How about that? I'm Action News Jax meteorologist Corey Sima. We're looking live from our Orange Park First Alert SkyCam network. It looks fabulous, but it's cool. We have even colder temps to go tonight. I'll break it all down, how low we go in your neighborhood next.
Good eats, a new place to grab a cup of coffee, and a holiday festival where you can have some fun this weekend. It's coming up in Around Jax.
Plus, if you're fueling up today, expect some relief at the pump. How our local gas prices are faring ahead of our Thanksgiving travel.